Why, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good to see you here. Clever Devlins in the house, everybody. So we could begin. Aof Taffy, I'm not sure how to say that. From Ireland. Sounds like a really cool name. Better than Paul. Geez, just insert a white boy name, man, you have me. I'm sorry. Anyways, Basmala as well, Afroja, Michelle, Andreas. How come everybody has cool names here? I'm so glad you're here. Susan Wilson, General Kenobi as well, Mia. Fantastic. Very quiet intro video, but hopefully I sound okay. I can always crank that up a little bit. But we're going to get this party started because it's all about sort of what is new out there. Looking extra HD, that's a good thing. Maybe a bad thing. I don't have makeup on or anything. Is that wrong? But we have a fun week. Just kind of talk about a little bit about what's been going on this week. We've had yesterday and today, we had Nate Iwata illustrating for a children's book, which has been really fun, and then designing a personal portfolio site with Fergie. So that's today and tomorrow, just so you know. Thank you, Michelle. I can officially rest easy knowing my audio sounds good, and that's happening today as well. So let's continue the party. Keep it going for these two today. So thankful that they are doing what they're doing. Also tomorrow, color and compositing with Natalia Seth, which I think is really important. She works really hard, and I actually get to host her. So I'm super excited about having Escaping Youth, as she's known on Instagram, with me. So it's going to be good. She turns out a lot of work and nothing but respect for her. So we also have a developing identity systems right here with Kendall Henderson for branding, by the way, just so you know. So that'll be cool. Yeah, it's like you can learn so much. It's just amazing. So I'm totally into it. And the big thing here also is, you know, this is my chance to cover what's new, not only with the creatives that we have this week, but with news and other things. So that is good. Well, might be a little bit of flashing there. Gotta see what's up with that. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with the news? Let's kind of just cover. I know it sounds boring, but let's see what's hot in technology. Much better. All right, and you'll be hearing a lot about this if you haven't already. The short of it is the Apple M1 chips, the new Macs. Apple's making their own silicone, and we're optimizing all the apps for it. So Photoshop, Lightroom Classic. They're actually, I got to double check on the video side of things too. I apologize. But also InDesign and Illustrator. So I'm just going to kind of share my screen. I really wish I had, of course everybody does, wishes they had an Apple M1 Mac. They lent one to me for like from Friday till Monday, which I really appreciated, but man, I wanted to do more testing on it. But it's going to run natively on that Apple silicone, just so you know. I didn't get to do these performance tests, but InDesign, as you will see, gains up to 59% improvement on overall performance. Could you imagine being almost 60% more productive, which would be awesome, okay? And then right up here, you could say Illustrator users will see a 65% increase in performance. Yeah, I wish I could have that sort of, that's like, if I was 60 to 65% more productive, I don't know how much coffee does that equal? I don't know. So either way, would be cool and something to think about. Yeah, I like Illustrator, especially if you're using Illustrator on the iPad. It's like super fast to begin with. So there is that. Speed isn't going to make you a better designer, though, is it? Okay, I'll stop. Stony, what's up, buddy? Okay, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. All right. Cool. We could talk about some art and some other things that I would like to cover if you don't mind. So yeah, let's get into just new art. So give me 1 second and I'll show you actually how to get to this. You can go to Behance. You can go to Discover, by the way. Here I am just switching back over really fast. Here I am on that screen. The best of Behance. Right, so just go right here, boom, Discover, boom, best of Behance, scroll down. And what I started to realize through, say, Chris Kelly's work, which we could see here, right, Mario Karp's work, we have Lucia Pham's works, like all these bright, lovely colors, which I think is just gorgeous, right? And that's my goal, is to kind of go through some of that and show you how to play with color, if you guys don't mind. Of course, this one right down here, let's take a look. I keep on downloading them instead of clicking on them. Barcelona, this project, look at these fun colors. Doesn't really just kind of pop off the screen, right? And if we play this, let's mute the audio, but you can see all this fun animation happening. So it's like, that's cool. You know, I want to know how to create this stuff, like those color blend modes on those letters is working so strong, and it's really fun. So I want to talk about this stuff some more. That works. What's up, Tim? Tim Mobest. See, again, animated elements and potentially with some blend modes on them, right? So anyways, we'll do some of this on a more basic level. You could argue that it's a little hard to read, but they know what they're doing, right? This is a poster. So anyways, cool. You guys get the idea. You guys could see all this gorgeous work. Even this by Chris Kelly. Let's take a look. These animated swirls and things, which is pretty cool. So again, let's talk about some of these things and how we can animate them. I love that gradient, or excuse me, that the grain on those gradients is really cool. All right, cool. All right, guys, you guys get the idea. Just trying to inspire you and get you up to speed on not only what's cool out there, but how to do the cool stuff as well. All right. And man, I'm doing so good. Bruce Gonzalez in the house. Welcome. I'm doing so well because usually I run out of time, but it's so good that I'm like learning to burn through all this material, right? So let me know if you have questions, by the way. I thought that since it is Pride Month, it'd be a good opportunity to kind of just play with a rainbow of colors, right? Let's just throw some colors at things, which we could always do, right? So as you can see right in here, and as you probably know, yeah, I could change the color. That's easy enough, right? There's nothing new there. You do probably want to go to freeform gradient. Bam! Click on freeform gradient in the gradient panel. Looks like everything disappears, but not to worry. There's your red. Double click. Here's all my swatches, by the way. So we can pick purple. We'll throw a yellow in here as well as we move it around. And you get the idea. Ba-ba. Okay, so we really might want this. Let's change this to even an orange. And we'll throw this opposite like so. We might want to sort of add an arch around the center to just kind of make that pop some more. We can switch to lines. So you do often think of freeform gradients as just the points, but we do have the ability to throw lines in there. So we can go from here to here and have it curve around this heart if we want to, right? And it doesn't all have to be the same color, because as we go in here, click, hey, it'll be that color, and it'll be another color. You get the idea, okay? So just having fun with this, playing with color, you know, adding those fun gradients, kind of like what you saw in Chris Kelly's work. Same in Photoshop, not so much, right? If I jump into Photoshop, right, we're gonna have, this is what I would do. You ready for this? Since you asked, you want a rainbow of colors? Guess what? They're right in your gradients. So just go ahead and add your rainbow of colors just like so. From there, I will often convert it to a smart object, and then I just love smudging things around. So throw a little liquify at it, right? So with a little liquify, selecting that, taking the brush down, and we can start to push these colors around if we want to. But otherwise, you're going to do that with the brush. Okay, but again, I thought if you're going to, hey, do some cool swirls or something, this is where I think Photoshop seems to shine, aside from just painting with those colors, right? Hey, you want to paint with colors? You can do that as well, right? Which brings me to my free stuff. So we're going to get back into color in a second, but let's talk about free stuff. If you don't mind, where is it? Well, all right. We have brushes, just so you know. Summer 2021 brushes available for Photoshop, right? You don't have to click on this button because it's not going to work. This is a video. Where's it going to go? I don't know. Probably nothing's going to happen, but the brushes are available to you in Photoshop. So that's under free stuff, just so you know. Open up your brushes panel, right? Here's all wonderful brushes. In fact, I can get rid of that group because I actually already have it added. But if you want to add it, just go right over here to your flyout menu for your brushes. And what do you want to do? Get more brushes? Get more brushes. There it is. Took me a second to find it. Get more brushes. Sounds like a great idea. And it takes you to the site, all by Kyle T. Webster, which he is doing brush hour all week, which is awesome. Download their summer 2021 brushes and load them in, right? Let's see if we could even do this, because once we download them, let's go over here. Here's the brushes that I've downloaded a couple times. But let's take Photoshop, scoot this over, grab this, drop it in there. Oh, I was hoping that would work. You know, oftentimes the software surprises me. In this case, they want you to be more deliberate if you're gonna, you know, throw something into Photoshop. But there are the brushes that we could go ahead and use, and you get the idea. You've seen him make amazing work, and I'm not gonna do this justice at all, but obviously you could see the brush work that's happening here. I think most things kind of depend on the fact that if you have a Wacom, for instance, or some sort of Wacom tablet, but jumping in here, you could obviously see those lovely brushes that I'm not doing justice. Again, this isn't brush hour. I'd make this look really good if, you know, if Kyle wasn't going to be doing the same thing later. So, just kidding. All right, Mayor, you got it. You could just go ahead and get more brushes from the brushes menu. Get more brushes. Bam. Zip. Cool. So file that under free stuff. Okay. And I often refer people to the plugins if they really want to like amp up their apps. Open the, not the plugins panel, but browse plugins, because not only can you install brushes, but you can install other plugins that do other things to really take it to the next level. Right in here, it'll launch your Creative Cloud desktop app where you can install those plugins. Yeah, so Tim, do they just install after you open them? They won't. On a Mac, if you double click, it's going to be like, hey, what are you trying to do here, man? So I'm like, I get it. You're an ABR file. So that's how that works. Okay, let's move on, huh? Let's have some fun, because I still have time, right? We have this lovely heart, right? It looks fine. We can manipulate colors all day long if we want to. But what I want to do is I want to like animate this color as well. So I thought that would be fun. It's like, hey, let's touch multiple apps. Here I am in After Effects, as we can see. And, you know, there's just that color back there. You all know how to add a color. You can add, this is what some people do. It's like, hey, I would rather have like a rainbow of colors, not just one color, right? I could take this one, magenta, by the way, right? It's just a solid color that's set to magenta. And I can throw a color balance on it, right? Color balance is going to be hue, lightness, saturation. And guess what? If it has a stopwatch, I can animate it. So that's one thing we can do. It's like, hey, we want to animate colors. Like, let's twirl that down. Bam. I scrub. This is what I do. I scrub clear to the end, 10 seconds in, and then I'll just say, hey, you know what? Do it. Animate one out evolution. Go all the way around that color wheel one time, right? It looks the same beginning and the end, but of course, if we hit play, it's going to cycle through all those colors, right? Yeah, so Mayor, you're right. So I actually didn't know that Dimension wasn't available for the M1 Max so far. So by all means, since it's brand new hardware, the software is just a step behind, just so you know. Because we need that hardware in order to make software for it. So, you know, it's kind of the sacrifice you have to make for being on the bleeding edge of hardware, is my opinion. All right, let's move on from there. So sorry, I don't have an ETA for that. But anyways, you get the idea. We could do a shape layer, by the way. We want to do like a rainbow of colors. Hey, let's try a shape layer, right? We could do a shape layer. We can throw, you know, a big rectangle there. And the rectangle, I have it set to just a gradient fill. We could edit this gradient, but what does this mean? It's like, oh, I got to go in, I got to pick a red, I got to pick a green or a blue, right? And this is your life if you want to make like a rainbow, right? That's fine. It's like, oh, it's not turning out quite as I wanted, right? I also have to stretch it out. So let's adjust the start and end point. You know, which kind of gets to be a little bit of a pain because it's not perfect, right? There's something else you can do, and this will be kind of fun to do, if you don't mind. We could have a linear gradient that's just gray. You guys ready for this? Is this okay? We're diving a little deep, but I know you guys are smart. Like, we could just have a linear gradient that's just set to gray. We can take anything that's grayscale and say, hey, you know what? Map a bunch of colors to it and make it fun, right? How we do that is we use Colorama. Here it is, Colorama. Just type it in the search panel if you want to. But Colorama, under color, drop it on that linear gradient, and bam! There you have a rainbow of colors, right? It maps the lightest to one end of the spectrum and the darkest to the other end, right? So I don't have to make that whole rainbow of gradients. If you guys know of an easier way, tell me. Thank you, Afroja. Afroja thank you so much for the wonderful hearts. We're just like on the same page, you know? We got the rainbow going. But let's take a look at this too, because if we take a look at Colorama, we could take a look at the output cycle. You know, we could just go, well, hue cycle is what's changing. We could change this all we want. If we want to have more or less blue, we can adjust it right in here. Okay. We also have the input phase, so we could do a phase shift. Let's do that. Hey, if it's got a little stopwatch to it, means we can animate it. Bah, there we go. Bam. What does it do? Bah. It adds a little keyframe right there. So we could do a phase shift just like we did before. We're gonna have it go one revolution right down here. Bam, one, done, right? And now we hit enter, and now it's going very slowly. Hey, let's ramp it up, Paul. Let's make this a disco background. Let's go down here at the end. We'll do like 8, right? Do your 8 revolutions, and now we have that kind of cycling through. Shabam! There you go. Keeping track of time. Hopefully this is helpful to you. This goes for anything. So if you have a radial gradient as well, right? Just as easily done, right? Let's crank this up to 10. Hey, why not? I'm just going to hypnotize everybody. Whoa, feel the love. Do you feel the love? It's Colorama. Yeah, exactly. Phase shifts. What is happening? And now I'm hypnotizing you guys. Man, you're slowly falling under our spell. It's kind of like Futurama. So here's another thing we do. You ready for this? To make things even more crazy, you can throw sort of turbulent noise just to show you could do anything with it. Maybe I'll stop. But you can make it smooth or basic or whatever, right? You could play with some of this, adjust this all you want. I'll go with this one. I'll go soft, the dynamic, soft linear. But the short of it is I can apply colorama to this gray madness. Shabam! There we go. And now you have your molten, turbulent look that we're gonna turn into Disco Inferno, I think. Disco Inferno. It hurts my eyes a little. Doesn't that happen a lot? I don't know, you designers, you're like, I fall off the deep end. I'm like, oh, that's where the edge is. I've gone too far. Right? So, like, maybe scale it back, Paul, huh? How about you scale it back a little bit? And go with something like this. And maybe the heart does something else, like change it to overlay. Heck, let's do this. You ready for this? Let's do difference. There we go. Ready for this? Changed it to difference. That's a fun blend mode. And now it's doing the opposite of the color behind it. And you all are under my spell. And yeah, you guys get the idea. Hypnotic. Again, just playing with colors today. All colors are accepted here. I want you guys to know that we got nothing but love for you. And by the way, it's actually not even attached to the center or anything. I can kind of move this around all I want. And anyways, you get the idea. I'm glad you like it. I like you guys, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let me know if you guys have questions. I feel like I went through a lot with Colorama, but it's a lot of fun to do as well. And again, we touched on Illustrator, and then we touched on Photoshop with those wonderful brushes that are much more effective in the hands of Kyle T. Webster. So check out Brush Hour later. Brush Hour, H-O-U-R. You get the idea. Fantastic. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoy seeing this work that we've been doing, and mainly in After Effects and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's about it, everyone. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. Fire them at me. Also fire them through Discord. I would love to see what you have to say, and that would be great. All right, cool. Full day planned. Yeah, that is about it. I'm never at a loss for words, but I'm running out of things. And just so you know, thank you everybody as I kind of wind down to the last minute or two who've helped me with this, because yeah, I was working on this yesterday, and this is kind of the inspiration even for those color cycles and stuff. Sort of, I'm going to be taking my logo and cycling through the colors like the Netflix intro does. So that's the next step. How can you, you know, have an object change colors a lot as it animates? Kind of like what we have here. And I'll just do this really fast. Instagram should be on either Adobe or Creative Cloud's page. Let's see if it's here. Shout out to them. Yeah, some of this work. So, all right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, you are doing just, Yosef, you're doing just fine. You are right on time, my friend. I'll leave you with the guests that we have for today. And yeah, we'll be launching into Nat Iwata. I don't know if it's Nate But now Awada is going to be illustrating, so you'll learn how to use those brushes. And join me tomorrow for Natalia as we kick off the day then. So thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Appreciate you guys. Be kind to one another, right? Everybody could use a hug. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. So stay in touch, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.